Neuroscientists had just made a jaw-dropping memory loss discovery completely by accident, using high-tech microscopes that revealed the tiniest brain structures. They noticed something alarming in the brain scans of those losing their memory. A mysterious shield protecting the brain was crumbling, full of holes, almost like an invisible force field failing to protect their neural connections. But here's what's truly shocking. This wasn't some rare condition or unusual occurrence. When they examined the brain scans of people experiencing cognitive issues, they found this same damaged field in virtually every single patient who struggled to remember their grandchildren's names, forget appointments, or repeated the same stories again and again. Yet, it was completely pristine and unbroken in those with crystal clear thinking and effortless recall well into their 90s. Even more surprising, we now know that the reason this protective shield becomes damaged is not your fault. It's not due to your genetics. It's not due to how many brain games you didn't do. And it's not because of any medication you're not taking. It's something completely beyond your control. An invisible enemy hidden in the water you drink, in the air that you breathe, and even the food that you eat. But don't panic, because what these scientists discovered next doesn't just give hope. It explains why some folks stay razor sharp, recalling everything no matter their age, and crucially reveals how you can turn back the clock and your aging mind as well. Hey, it's Joe Davis here. And inside this short video that, by the way, many memory experts and pharmaceutical companies are desperately trying to bury, I will expose the shocking discovery from Stanford University scientists that will shatter everything that we thought we knew about memory loss, revealing exactly why some people effortlessly recall the smallest details from decades ago, while others tragically lose memories that they should hold dear forever. Plus, I'll also share a strange 6-second Himalayan memory ritual that saved my father's memories and reversed his declining state of mind, after he accused me of stealing from him after my mom passed. And that could help you or someone you love maintain a crystal clear, thinking, razor-sharp memory well into their 70s, 80s, and 90s. So you'll never again feel that surge of panic when walking into a room, forgetting why you went there in the first place, or feeling your stomach drop when you struggle to remember names of people that you've known for years, or see the pity in your loved one's eyes when you tell the same story for the third time at dinner. Best of all, this technique works for anyone experiencing those dreaded senior moments, no matter how old you or your loved ones are, or even how long you suffered from a faltering mind. You won't have to waste another minute on brain games, puzzles, or expensive memory pills that never seem to actually deliver on their promise. Instead, this technique focuses on repairing what Stanford scientists recently discovered is your brain's invisible force field, a microscopic shield that, when functioning properly, keeps your mind as sharp as a tack and protects every precious memory that you ever created. But when damaged, which by the way happens to most people over 60, causes a brain barrier breach, allowing deadly toxins to invade your brain, triggering inflammation, severing neural connections, and literally stealing your precious memories one by one. I know those are some pretty bold claims, especially if you're already feeling overwhelmed by memory decline and brain slowing down, that, it's really something that's been bothering you. But you may think of this as just a normal part of aging, or may feel like you're just far too gone. But I promise you, this isn't like anything you've ever tried before. And no matter how helpless or defeated you feel right now, this can absolutely help you. Because not only did CogniSurge seal my father's brain barrier breach after a soul-crushing conversation where, by the way, he accused me of stealing from him and threatened to call the police, but this same techniques has now transformed the lives of more than 37,329 men and women from all walks of life and faith. People who were terrified by losing their minds and who now say that their thinking is clearer than it's been in decades. Like James, 68, from Denver. He said, I started with forgetting where I parked the car at the grocery store. Then I began mixing up my medications, which scared my family to death. My doctor just shrugged it off and said, it's just normal aging. And to be honest with you, I started thinking that was the case. I thought it was too late for me. And just after 3 weeks, but after I started using this brain barrier breach product, just 3 weeks, I was able to complete the Sunday crossword puzzle for the first time. I surprised my wife on our 45th anniversary by resetting our wedding bells, something I couldn't have done even in my 40s. Whatever this thing is doing, it's giving me back my mental sharpness that I thought was gone forever. Margaret, 71 in Phoenix, said, I was at my wit's end. I was forgetting appointments, losing my keys daily, mixing up my grandkids' names. I was so worried about forgetting who I was and needing 24/7 care. But after watching your video and trying this technique, it's like my fog was lifted. And my friends keep asking me, what's my secret? And Robert, 63 in Chicago, said, the moment I knew something had to change was when I got lost driving to my own daughter's house, a trip that I'd made hundreds of times. But thanks to your video, those scary moments are gone. Last week, I gave a 45-minute speech to my retirement community without a single note card. My wife says she got her old Robert back. Now it's your turn to join these incredible folks. So let's get started right now. As I said, my name is Joe Davis, and I'm a research scientist at Northwestern University. But this isn't about me. It's about the man who raised me, my dad, who for his entire life has been a pastor totally dedicated to his church and to his congregation. And on Sunday mornings, there was never an empty seat in the house. I'm telling you, always packed. His vibrant, razor-sharp mind could captivate an entire room, guiding hundreds of people closer to God. That is, until he turned 60. And from then on, his brain began to betray him, unfortunately. Week after week, his thinking slowed. He began forgetting sermon lines, relying on notes for the first time in his life. He had never done this, and his cognitive ability began to decline. And unfortunately, so did the numbers of his congregation coming for him for advice. Looking back, I should have acted sooner because the warning signs, they were all there. They were everywhere. He would repeat himself constantly, jump from one topic to another when he just lost track, and forget appointments, faces, names on a regular basis. If I only had known then about this ancient 6-second Himalayan memory ritual that would eventually have saved his mind. Yet, it wasn't until he turned 71 just a few months ago that he hit rock bottom. Okay? I was sitting across the kitchen table from my father. We were just reviewing some of his finances. His mind seemed clearer than usual, and we had just been laughing together just moments before. But as he looked down at the bank statement in his hand, his face all of a sudden twisted with rage. And he started yelling, I'm calling the police. You're using my credit card every month, stealing from your own father. He was talking about my son's phone bill, which he had insisted just earlier that he was going to pay. Dad, I whispered, fighting back my tears. We did this together after Mom passed. Then he starts really getting upset. Don't you dare use your mother's name to manipulate me. He started just really getting upset. That moment changed everything for me. See, for the past 15 years, I've specialized in studying cellular biology and aging in my role at a prestigious Illinois college. But until that day, my work had always felt academic. But now, that was personal. And so I took him to see his doctor the very next morning. Yet, even his doctor brushed it off, saying that, hey, some cognitive decline is normal. It's normal with aging, he said. Just try to keep him active, maybe get him to use one of those brain training apps. But I knew that there was more to it. I mean, why do some people stay sharp well into their 90s while others start declining in their 60s? What's really going on inside our brains as we age? And most importantly, can anything actually stop it? So I threw myself into this research, just like I'd always done when I was faced with challenging problems. First, I looked at all the common solutions. Everyone talks about the same thing, right? brain training apps, puzzles, various brain boosting supplements, even those expensive prescription medications. But the more I dug into the actual scientists, the more frustrated I became, because while things like crossword puzzles might actually give your brain a temporary workout, they do nothing to address what's actually causing your memory to decline. A brain barrier breach that must be sealed if you ever want to experience the sharp, youthful mind that you once had. The supplements were even worse. Most contain dirt cheap ingredients in tiny amounts that had never been proven to even work. And the few that did have the high quality ingredients, they were still missing the mark completely. The reason why is because they were all focused on supporting brain health or boosting cognition without addressing the real reason why memory starts to disappear in the first place. I even looked into those expensive prescription medications that doctors push all the time. You know the ones I mean, drugs like Aricept, Namenda, and Exelon that are supposed to help with memory problems. But what I found was actually shocking. Many of these drugs were originally designed to treat late-stage cognitive conditions. Yet now they're being prescribed more and more for simple age-related memory decline. And the potential side effects could be absolutely devastating. Things like confusion, dizziness, nausea, depression, and even worse, memory loss. Can you imagine that? Taking a medication that's supposed to help your memory only to have it steal it even more? That's crazy. It felt like I was running into a brick wall everywhere I turned. My father was slipping away more and more each day, and the so-called solutions were nothing but dead ends. And if I'm honest, I began to lose all hope. So I did what any Christian, and especially son of a pastor, would do. I fell back on my faith and I started praying, and I asked God to guide me through this darkness, to give me strength, to clarity, to figure out a solution for my father's issue. And that's when something remarkable happened, ultimately leading me to discover the 6-second ancient Himalayan memory ritual that changed things forever. The very next morning, completely out of the blue, I received an unexpected video call from a former colleague called Dr. Page, who had left academia to join a prestigious neuroscience research lab at Stanford. We hadn't spoken in years, but he sounded really excited on the phone. "Joe," he said, I just read your paper on cellular aging mechanisms. I think our work here might interest you, and we've made a breakthrough regarding memory functions that's being kept quiet until publications because it's called a brain barrier breach." The timing was so uncanny, it gave me chills. Can you believe that this was actually an answer to my prayers? Dr. Page continued by sharing his and his team's preliminary findings. As he spoke, I felt my exhaustion giving way to actual hope. They discovered something revolutionary about brain protection that mainstream science just completely had missed. Most researchers are looking in the wrong place, he explained. And he was like smiling from, end to end. He focused in on this brain scan, and we've identified something that might actually be the root cause of aging-related memory decline. Listening to him explain their discovery, I felt like a familiar spark that ignites a scientist when they stumble upon something that's absolutely groundbreaking. I immediately told him about my dad's aging decline issue and how desperate I was to find some sort of solution. And that's when he paused. "Joe," he said finally, his voice kind of quieting down, "this isn't just academic for me either. You see, my mother went through the same thing just last year." He seemed to be weighing something in his mind. Look, we're not supposed to share the full details outside of our team just yet, but he kind of glances over, his shoulder before turning back to the camera. "You know what? As this is also personal to you, why don't I show you in person? Some things you just need to see with your own eyes to truly understand. And I can get you a visitor's pass at our lab just tomorrow. So if you can just make it to Stanford." And I didn't hesitate. I'll be right there, I told him. I'm going to be flying right out tomorrow. And 24 hours later, I was walking through those pristine corridors at Stanford's Neuroscience Research Center, and my heart was just pounding with anticipation. And Dr. Page met me at the security desk, looking both excited and slightly nervous. And we're going through this maze of windowless corridors and all this different equipment. What I'm about to show you, he said, while he's swiping his key card, changes everything we thought we knew about cognitive decline. And I pulled out my notepad and pen, and with my hands trembling, I began taking notes furiously. And let me tell you, what they found explains why some people vividly recall every moment spent with their grandchildren, while others, like my dad, unfortunately, and his mom, heartbreakingly struggle to recognize their own loved ones. It's a brain barrier breach that makes your brain feel like a sieve, emptying all their memories, emptying the names and all the important details, every single minute. But before I reveal exactly what this breach is, I need you to understand something. This isn't just another brain health discovery. This is something much deeper, something fundamental, something that explains why all those expensive supplements, all those brain games and prescription medications so often fail to help. And what these Stanford research scientists found was so revolutionary, it could help you keep your mind crystal clear, your memory and your thinking the same way it was just years ago. I know that sounds very hard to believe. Trust me, I was skeptical too. But what they discovered is something that has been literally hiding in plain sight, right there in your brain, acting as your first line of defense against memory loss. And once you understand how it actually works, you'll finally understand why your memory has been declining, why you feel as though you're living in a mental fog, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Because here's the thing, this discovery isn't just theoretical. Since learning about it, I've personally used it to reverse my father's cognitive decline. And more than that, it's helped thousands of others reclaim sharp, youthful minds that they feared were gone forever. So let me explain exactly what Dr. Page told me in simple terms that anyone can understand. See, in order to reverse your declining mind, or the mind of someone that you love, you first need to understand the biggest misconception that we've had about brain health and why the brain begins to decline in the first place. Okay, most people, including many doctors, they believe that something called the blood-brain barrier is what protects your brain from harmful substances. It's like a wall that's supposed to keep the bad stuff out and let the good stuff in. And since 2022, the scientists' consensus was that this barrier was your brain's main line of defense for staying sharp. But that's actually not the whole story. In fact, it's not even close. Because just this year, Dr. Page's colleagues at Stanford made an earth-shattering discovery that's changing everything that we know about cognitive decline. And it actually explains why some folks struggle to remember things like the names of their grandchildren and others they don't. You see, using advanced imaging technology that wasn't available even just a few years ago, these Stanford scientists discovered a microscopic protective shield called the glycocalyx that actually protects the blood-brain barrier itself. So picture it like this. Your brain is a fortress and the blood-brain barrier is the castle walls, okay? So for years, everyone thought that these walls were what kept your brain safe. But these scientists, okay, they discovered that there's actually an invisible shield around the walls, the glycocalyx. And without this shield, those so-called castle walls, they start to crumble too. And that's because this glycocalyx shield is your brain's true first line of defense. So take a look at this. It's the same photo that Dr. Page showed me. The thin black layer in the left picture is the glycocalyx. It's made of microscopic sugar-like cells. And its coat is what forms that blood-brain barrier, okay? When it's working properly, this shield carefully controls what gets in and what stays out. But as you can see on the picture on the right, the glycocalyx can become thin, it can become weak, and it can also be depleted, causing a brain barrier breach and resulting in the symptoms of cognitive decline that you're all so familiar with. The reason why this happens is frankly terrifying, okay? See, Dr. Page told me that modern life is filled with invisible heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium. And they're hiding in our water, lurking in our food, and even floating in the air that we breathe. That's pretty scary. In fact, the largest study of its kind published in the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health, you see, scientists found that nearly half of the US population has been exposed to these heavy metals. It's everywhere, folks. And these toxic heavy metals don't just pass through your system, they can remain lodged in your body for decades. In fact, scientists examining 2,500-year-old Roman remains were shocked to discover that they still contain dangerously high levels of brain-damaging metals. You see, it's these toxic metals which act like microscopic wrecking balls that slowly destroy this protective shield around your brain. As your brain's protective barrier weakens, it's like having thousands of tiny cracks in your mental defenses. Harmful substances start seeping in. They start creating inflammation, they start disrupting neural connections, and they literally start erasing your memories one by one. This is why you might either walk into a room and forget why you went there. You might struggle to remember the names of people that you've known for years. You find yourself telling the same story twice. You feel your personality slipping away slowly. But what's truly frightening is how this damage actually snowballs. You see, a recent study found that people with the highest levels of these toxic metals had a 71% higher risk of developing serious memory problems compared to those with lower levels. Even more scary is that those doctors never even test for this, ever. They're still focused on protecting the castle walls, you see, while completely missing the crumbling shield that's supposed to protect these walls in the first place. They'll tell you to accept it, or it's just part of getting older. While these toxic metals continue to assault your brain's protective shield, day after day, they slowly erase your precious memories. They steal your independence. You're chipping away at who you are until one day, like my father, you might look at a family photo and not even recognize the faces of the people that you've loved your entire life. But here's the good news. Dr. Page and his colleagues at Stanford, they didn't just discover why your brain declines as you get older, they've also showed that if you could simply rebuild your protective shield, you could actually seal the brain barrier breach and, guess what, reverse cognitive decline. Because when the research team restored the glycocalyx in aging brains, the protective barrier became strong again. Okay? The brain inflammation plummeted. And most importantly, cognitive function, yes, it started to improve significantly. In the words of lead researcher Dr. Shi, modulating glycans has a major effect on the brain, both negatively when these sugars are lost in aging and positively when they are restored. Said simply, when the molecules that make up the glycocalyx are restored, the brain literally starts aging in reverse. Your memories become crystal clear and you feel mentally sharp again. It's like you're in your 20s. It's like you've reversed the clock. And it's been a complete game changer because it's proven that we could rebuild this protective shield and we could restore clear thinking and make memories stronger and restore your peace of mind. But that's when I ran into a brick wall because Dr. Page told me it was possible to restore the glycocalyx and seal the breach. He didn't say how to. He said that his lab simply didn't have the funding to look into it. But he hoped that another research center or private company would build on what they had already discovered. Now, put yourself in my shoes, okay? After months of searching, okay, I'd finally discovered the root cause of my father's cognitive decline, but I was still missing the most crucial piece, and that was how to fix it. As I sat in my hotel room that night, just staring at these brain scans that Dr. Page had shared with me, I felt a mixture of hope and frustration. So close to the answer, but yet so far away. I mean, I can't just walk away now, I told myself, not when my dad's memory is slipping away a little more each day. And that's when I decided that I would take matters into my own hands. After all, I had the training, the connections, and most importantly, I had the motivation that only comes from watching someone that you love just slowly disappear and fade away. The next morning, I called up my university colleagues and I assembled a small research team dedicated to one mission, and that was finding a way to restore the glycocalyx shield. We began digging through every medical database, every study, every promising lead that we could possibly find. Days turned into weeks, but guess what? I wasn't about to give up, okay? And eventually, I had an epiphany. Well, if modern science didn't have the answer, then maybe the solution wasn't looking forward, but in looking back. So we turned the clock back. And we wanted to see if someone somewhere maybe had stumbled onto some answer by accident. And long before modern medicine even had a name for it. And that's when one of my team discovered ancient texts that mentioned a mysterious black substance, one that the great warriors of the Himalayas used for thousands of years to maintain razor-sharp clarity well into their 80s and 90s. Modern scientists called it Shilajit, but the ancient warriors, they called it the destroyer of weakness. And for a very good reason, because this ancient compound does something absolutely remarkable according to a landmark study. It actually purges heavy metals from your body, stopping the toxic assault on your brain's invisible shield. And then it goes one step further by repairing and strengthening the glycocalyx too, increasing what scientists call your blood-brain barrier permeability. In other words, Shilajit actively patches the leak in your brain's protective shield, creating an impenetrable barrier, blocking deadly toxins from invading your neural pathways in the first place, and eliminating those humiliating memory slip-ups that make you question your own mind, which explains why we now have overwhelming evidence of this cognitive boosting powers. One groundbreaking study published in the International Journal of Alzheimer's Disease demonstrated that Shilajit can boost the processing abilities of your brain cells by 44%. Imagine your brain suddenly working 44% better. You walk into the room and instantly remember those that you're there with. You engage in conversations without the panic feeling when the name escapes you. You breeze through your morning's routine without forgetting a single step. You absorb new information like you did decades ago when your mind was at its sharpest. And you reclaim the mental confidence that's been slipping away year after year. Yet, this is just the beginning, you see. Another incredible study revealed Shilajit also skyrockets retention of tacit avoidance learning by an astounding 313%, which is really just a fancy way of saying how well your brain remembers to avoid mistakes like leaving the stove on or locking yourself out of your home. Plus, these same scientists discovered Shilajit literally floods your brain with the exact neurochemicals responsible for memory motivation and laser-focused attention. While another massive international research initiative concluded that Shilajit can actually slow or completely prevent Alzheimer's progression. The bottom line, Shilajit purges heavy metals from your body, okay? Allowing your brain's invisible shield, the glycocalyx, to repair itself and flips a switch in your brain. Suddenly, you're remembering your grandchildren's birthdays without needing to check the calendar. You're recalling complex conversations from weeks ago with perfect accuracy, and you're finishing crossword puzzles that you used to leave frustrated and upset because you couldn't do it. But still, that's not all, because Shilajit also has been proven in studies to treat chronic fatigue syndrome, slow aging, treat iron deficiency, anemia, support heart health, and help improve bone density in women. Frankly, I was blown away by the research, and I'm sure you're starting to feel the same way too. But don't go hunting for Shilajit just yet, okay? For one, you have to be very careful where you source it from, okay? Because that's very important. Shilajit isn't a plant that you can just grow in your backyard. It's a rare mineral that's formed over centuries in extreme high altitude environments, which means for it to be effective, you can't source it from a lab or the local farmer's market, okay? But you also need to be extremely careful of Shilajit that comes contaminated or diluted with cheap fillers, okay? These fillers can include the very same heavy metals that caused your glycocalyx to break down in the first place. And I'll show you where to source the purest, most potent Shilajit in just one moment. But because the truth is that Shilajit wasn't our only discovery. You see, as our work continued, we uncovered a handful of brain-boosting nutrients thoroughly vetted to either flush heavy metals from your brain, rebuild your brain's protective shield, or enhance cognitive function. The first nutrient is Bacopa monnieri. For over 3,000 years, the sacred herb has been treasured for its abilities to restore razor-sharp mental clarity and preserve precious memories. It does this in two ways. First, it's a chelating agent, which means it binds and removes heavy metals from your body, shielding your brain from toxic damage. And secondly, by directly turning up your brain's processing speed, okay? It's amazing. In a groundbreaking human trial in the Swinburne University in Australia, where they had participants and they were given 300 milligrams of Bacopa monnieri for 12 weeks, their visual processing speed improved by a full 31.7%, meaning their brains could take in and interpret information way faster. Their forgetting rate, or how quickly they lost memories, dropped by nearly 17%. And they showed measurable improvements in their learning ability and memory consolidation, allowing them to retain new information with ease. Imagine the relief of no longer having to second guess your mind. But here's what truly moved our research team. Using advanced brain imaging, scientists witnessed Bacopa actually creating new neural connections in the emotional center of the brain. This means you won't just remember facts and figures, you'll remember the precious memories that matter the most. Your grandchildren's first steps, the sound of your spouse's laughter, the cherished stories that bind your family together. This next nutrient is just as powerful. Schisandra fruit extract. This remarkable compound caught our attention when scientists discovered that it would help seal the breach and rebuild your brain's protective shield, the glycocalyx. But what really amazed me and my team were the results of one particular study where subjects were given Schisandra and they saw working memory improve by 29%, meaning no more embarrassing moments of walking into a room and forgetting why. Learning speed increased by 47%, helping you absorb new information with the ease you enjoyed in your younger years. Memory recall enhanced by 42%, allowing you to remember names, spaces, and life's most important details perfectly. Picture never again having to apologize for forgetting a name. Can you imagine that? Or feeling that surge of confidence when you recall every important thing about every conversation. But it gets better with our next ingredient, Gotu Kola. In a touching study that reminded me of my father's journey, researchers gave participants complex mental challenges, the kind that many of us begin to struggle with as we age. And thanks to Gotu Kola, their results were astounding. I mean, incredible. Working memory improved by 50.5%. Short-term memory increased by 22%. And mental function saw a 14% bump. While these may seem like random numbers, guess what? They're not. They are the difference between you continuing to decline or regaining your independence. The difference between becoming more confused as time goes by or staying sharp as a tack. And the difference between forgetting your most treasured memories or holding on to them for the rest of your life. Then there's DHA. DHA is a specialized form of omega-3 that underwent a meta-analysis of 15 different studies, which, by the way, is as thorough as it gets. And they found that DHA improves memory recall by up to 38%, especially in adults beginning to notice forgetfulness or with mind memory issues. Now, this was backed by another comprehensive study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showing an improvement in memory and reaction times, meaning there's no more long, embarrassing pauses after someone asks you a question. Finally, we uncovered lion's mane. And ancient Chinese healers called it the spirit calmer, and now we know why. This remarkable nutrient acts as a natural cleanser for your brain. It helps remove the toxic metals that have been attacking your brain's invisible shield. But what truly amazed researchers was its effect on something called the nerve growth factor. And essentially, it's your brain's natural rejuvenation system. In a breakthrough study, lion's mane increased this vital compound by 64.8%, more than any other method that scientists had ever tried. And it gets better because lion's mane doesn't take weeks or even months to build up in your system. In order to work, it actually can do it and begin supporting your mental clarity within just 60 minutes. By this point, we knew that we were onto something truly revolutionary. And I felt the spark of hope that I could actually help my dad recover his mind and get back to delivering sermons to his congregation. But there was still one major challenge. Of course, we had to find a way to source these mind-boosting nutrients in their most potent form. You see, many of these nutrients aren't native to America. We needed to source the pure and uncontaminated ingredients from specific regions around the world, which was becoming a little harder and also more expensive as countries placed tariffs on one another. And even then, we had to work with a specialized lab here in the US to create high-potency extracts and ensure everything met the strict standards of quality. This wasn't easy, but I was willing to sacrifice my own retirement savings if it meant helping my dad. And after months of very hard work, we had been successful in sourcing the nutrients and using a proprietary extraction process that concentrated all these compounds into one easy-to-swallow capsule. A simple capsule that could purge toxic heavy metals from your brain, rebuild your brain's protective shield, and guess what? Also help restore the kind of crystal clear memory and sharp thinking that you had decades ago. While I was thrilled with what we had created, I knew that the only way to prove it and to make sure that it actually worked was to obviously put it to the test. So first, I decided to try it myself. And I took 2 capsules that very morning with a glass of water. And while I didn't really notice anything dramatic that first day, by day 3, something absolutely remarkable started to happen. I found myself remembering small details that I normally would have forgotten, like exactly where I placed my car keys, the name of someone I had just met at a conference, which, by the way, I was terrible at, even the plot points of a movie that I was watching. It wasn't just that my memory felt sharper, my whole mind felt clear, like someone had wiped clean a fondy window that I didn't even realize was dirty. But the real test would be my father. So I brought him a bottle and I explained everything that we had discovered. He was skeptical at first, but he was as desperate as I was to fix his ailing mind. And what happened next was nothing short of miraculous. Within just 2 weeks, he started remembering things again. First, it was small stuff, okay? Like his medicine and his doctor's appointments, or what we had for breakfast, for example. But then something even more amazing happened. One morning, he called me, and his voice was trembling with emotion, and he said, "Joe, I was looking at our old family photos last night, and for the first time in months, I could remember every single face, every name, and every memory." And he paused, fighting back tears, and he said, "Son, I'm so sorry that I put you through what I put you through, and that I thought that you were stealing from me when I know that you weren't, and how can I make it up to you?" And that moment changed everything for me, because it wasn't just about memory anymore. It was about giving back people their dignity, giving them back their independence and their sense of self. As word spread about my father's transformation, and his congregation saw firsthand the improvements that it made to his mind, members who had once sought his spiritual guidance began approaching him for a different kind of help. So they would confess that they were forgetting their own grandchildren's names, or forgetting Bible verses. And day after day, they came to him talking about their own struggles and their own fading memories and declining minds. And so Dad would put them back in touch with me. And in turn, I would begin sharing what I discovered. And especially, it was emotional because I was doing it to people of his own congregation, the ones that stood by him even when his sermons faltered. And soon enough, the results started pouring in. Like Ann, 72, had been the church organist for over 30 years. She said, "I was missing notes during hymns and forgetting which songs were planned for the service. It was humiliating after playing music my whole life. But thanks to you, it's like a fog has lifted. Last Sunday, I played an entire worship service from memory without a single sheet of music. The choir director couldn't even believe the difference." And Roger, 68, a longtime churchgoer, he said, "My mind felt like a sieve. Memories, names, the details were falling through the cracks. But now it's like I'm 20 years younger. People keep commenting about how youthful I am now and how I can serve the Lord with a clear mind." Then there was Eliza, 57, who had attended church faithfully every Sunday for the last 3 decades. And she said, "After just 3 weeks, it was like someone flipped the switch. Yesterday, I played bridge with my friends and remembered every single hand. They were amazed." The success stories just kept pouring in. And that's when I knew that we had to make this breakthrough available to everyone that was struggling with memory loss and cognitive decline. So I partnered up with one of the most respected supplement manufacturers in America, a facility that is so selective that they turn down 97% of the companies that want to work with them. And they hold every batch to the absolute highest standards of quality and purity, testing each ingredient multiple times throughout the manufacturing process. And today, I couldn't be prouder to present the only supplement specifically designed to address the newly discovered root cause of your mental decline. I call it CogniSurge. And when you take CogniSurge, the powerful ingredients like Shilajit and mecobalamin begin working immediately to flush out the toxic heavy metals from your body. These metals have been silently eroding your brain's protective barrier like glycocalyx. Yet, once the toxins are eliminated, the glycocalyx can start to rebuild itself. And within just 7 days, you'll begin to notice the mental fog lifting, clearer thinking, and sharper recall. Over the course of the next few weeks, as glycocalyx continues to strengthen, your memory function improves dramatically, making those senior moments a thing in the past. After 30 days, you'll feel your memory becoming razor sharp again. No more forgetting where you put your keys or why you walked into the room in the first place. By month 2, you'll watch your loved ones notice the difference as you recall conversations with perfect clarity and no longer repeat stories. And after 90 days, you get to enjoy a complete revitalization of your brain's protective shield, giving you the clear thinking and confidence that you had decades ago. It's all thanks to science-backed nutrients inside CogniSurge. Inside each serving, you'll find pharmaceutical-grade Shilajit, the ancient destroyer of weakness that purges heavy metals and rebuilds your brain's protective shield, alongside 5 other clinically proven brain-boosting nutrients designed to enhance cognitive performance. Better yet, you don't have to change your lifestyle at all. Just take 2 small capsules with a glass of water every morning. That's it. No complicated routines or time-consuming regimens. Just one simple step to feel the difference. Plus, each capsule of CogniSurge contains no cheap fillers, no ineffective brain-boosting ingredients that don't address the actual root cause of the issue, and no dangerous stimulants that could actually make your symptoms even worse. No, we didn't need any of that because CogniSurge actually works by targeting the newly discovered cause of age-related memory decline. That's the power of what happens when you look at the actual science and use ingredients that have been proven to work with real people. Since its release, CogniSurge has helped more than 37,329 people regain their mental clarity and sharp memory. Of all ages, by the way, from all walks of life, so you could stop wondering if this will work for you, because the answer is yes, it can. Now, I'm guessing you're ready to experience these kinds of results for yourself. And you should be, because CogniSurge allows you to stop memory decline fast, and with many users reporting noticeable improvements in as little as 30 days. It's virtually free from all kinds of side effects, so you don't have to worry about trading one problem for another. And you can keep taking it long-term as your mental clarity continues to improve. Imagine opening your eyes first thing in the morning, fully rested and fresh, since there's no anxiety keeping you up all night or worrying about your memory. And you get up and you start your day with confidence, knowing exactly where your keys are, what appointments you have scheduled, and who you're meeting for lunch. And your mind feels crystal clear. No more struggling to find the right words in conversations. No more embarrassing moments of forgetting names. No more telling the same stories over and over again without realizing it. You finally have your life and your independence back. Gone are the days when senior moments ruled your life, when constant forgetfulness robbed you of your confidence and made you question your own mind, and you no longer stress about becoming a burden to your family or ending up in a nursing home. You're active, independent, even taking up new hobbies and learning new skills with ease. And for the first time in years, you feel optimistic about the future. So with all that in mind, let's talk about how you can get started with CogniSurge today. First, you should know that I take great pride in producing only the highest quality product. Okay, CogniSurge is manufactured in our FDA-registered, GMP-certified facility under strict quality control standards. And we absolutely refuse to cut even the smallest corners. We spare no expense when formulating CogniSurge. The Shilajit that we use has been carefully sourced from specific regions in the Himalayas, and every batch is tested multiple times to ensure maximum potency and purity, which means that you're guaranteed a premium state-of-the-art product that actually does what it claims to do. This is why I feel comfortable being brutally honest with you. You see, right now, you're likely asking, okay, how much does CogniSurge cost? But the question you should be asking instead is the opposite. How much is it costing you to allow your mental decline to continue? And frankly, every day you wait, those toxic heavy metals continue their assault on your brain's shield. That's one more name forgotten. That's one more precious memory erased forever. One more day closer to the moment that your loved ones look at you with pity instead of pride. And if you don't take action today, this will only get worse for you. So how much would you pay to ensure you're not only bringing your mental decline to a screeching halt, but also to turn back the clock of your ailing mind and start thinking like you were 20 years ago? $200, $500, maybe $1,000? I know I would, but here's the good news. I would hate price to be the reason someone continues to lose their mind, okay? And that's why we originally set the retail value of this product at a very reasonable $97. However, I want to get CogniSurge into hands of anyone who needs it. People like my father and the members of his congregation who are watching their very identities slip away. So here's what I've done. When you order through this webpage only, okay, you won't pay $97. You won't even pay $87. Instead, you can get your first bottle of CogniSurge for just $67. That's less than $2.25 a day. And that's a savings of $30 off the regular price. But I want to do even better for you because every day matters in this fight for your mind, right? Today only, you can get a 3-month supply of CogniSurge for just $57 per bottle. That's another $10 off per bottle. Or best of all, and this is what I truly hope that you choose for your own sake, okay? You can select our most popular 6-month supply package at a 51% discount. And that means just $47 per bottle. That's $1.51 per day, less than a cup of gas station coffee, to protect your precious memories while others around you continue to deteriorate. Plus, with our 3 and 6 bottle packages, shipping is absolutely free. But this special pricing is only available right here, right now. You don't find these discounts on Amazon or anywhere else. In fact, if you do find this product elsewhere, run as fast as you can. It's likely a knockoff that could be packed with ineffective or dangerous ingredients. So which package is right for you? If you ask me, the multi-bottle option makes much more sense. While many users report noticeable improvements within the first month, the real transformation happens when you take CogniSurge for over 90 days or more. And that's because heavy metals have been accumulating in your body for decades. And these toxins, they don't just disappear overnight. And your glycocalyx doesn't repair itself overnight either. Think of it like rebuilding a damaged fortress. It's a process, right? Which each passing day, your brain's defense gets stronger, your thinking becomes clearer, and your memory continues to improve. And that's why our most successful customers choose the 6-bottle option. It ensures that they have enough CogniSurge on hand to experience the full benefits, and to also ensure that they don't stop too soon, allowing the heavy metals to resume their attack, erasing more of your memories and stealing more of your independence. So if you're ready to commit to reversing your mental decline, select the preferred package below. But you need to act fast because due to the specialized nature of our ingredients, our strict quality standards, and the global trade tariffs, we can only produce CogniSurge in very small batches. And with the demand increasing every day, we frequently sell out. In fact, our last batch sold out in just 72 hours. And once we're out of stock, it can take up to 6 months before we can make any more. And that's because the shilajit that we use must be carefully harvested from the specific region in the Himalayas, and then undergo extensive testing and purification before finally being combined with our other ingredients in the FDA-registered facility right here in the US. So while I'd love to guarantee this special offer will still be available tomorrow, I simply can't. I'm sorry. I still receive heartbreaking emails from people who waited too long. I should have ordered when I had the chance, or my husband, he got so much worse while waiting for your next batch. Please tell me when you have some more. My mother barely recognizes me now. And these messages keep me up at night because I know that they waited too late. And that's why I urge you to secure your supply of CogniSurge right now while we still have bottles in stock. And when you do, you won't be risking a single penny, okay? Because I'm putting all the risk on my shoulders not yours. I've seen what CogniSurge did for my father and how it transformed him from a man who couldn't recognize photos of his own grandchildren back into the sharp, vibrant pastor whose sermons once again fill every seat in his church. And that's why I'm giving you my personal no questions asked guarantee. Try CogniSurge for a full 365 days, and that's 12 months to experience every benefit that I've described. If you don't feel like your mind's becoming dramatically sharper, if you don't find yourself remembering names, dates, and conversations with ease, if you don't feel that mental fog lifting and your confidence returning, guess what? Or if you're unsatisfied for any reason whatsoever, it doesn't matter, okay? Simply contact our friendly customer service team and we'll refund every penny of your purchase. No complicated forms, no explanations needed, no frustrating runaround, okay? We've had customers who couldn't recognize photos of their own grandchildren who now remember not only their names, but their favorite toys and stories. If CogniSurge doesn't restore your precious memories like it did for them, you don't have to pay a cent. And yes, this guarantee applies even if you've used every last capsule in every bottle that you order. That's how confident I am that CogniSurge will work for you just as it did for my father and over 37,329 others who have reclaimed their mental clarity. You have absolutely nothing to lose except the embarrassing memory lapses that you've been robbed of and your independence and your dignity. So click the button, click right now below and start getting your package today. Remember, the 6-bottle option gives you the biggest savings and ensures that you don't run out. Plus, it comes with free shipping and our best price guarantee. But whatever option you choose, don't wait. Once this batch sells out, this offer disappears. And when we finally get more in stock, the price could likely be much higher thanks to global trade uncertainty. But right now, you're standing at a crossroads, okay? Down one path lies more of the same, struggling to remember names, walking into rooms and forgetting why, seeing the concern in your loved one's eyes as you tell the same story over and over for the third time. Down the other path lies clarity, confidence, and independence, a mind as sharp as it was decades ago. The choice is yours. And you can continue watching your memories fade away day by day, accepting it as just part of getting older. Or you can take action today and reclaim the mental sharpness that you deserve. You can keep living with the fear of becoming a burden to your family, or you could become the vibrant, independent person that they've always known and loved. And you can keep feeling that sinking feeling and when someone asks you a question and your mind goes blank, or you can experience the joy of crystal clear thinking and confident conversation once again. Only you can decide which path to take. But I can tell you this, I've seen thousands of people just like you stand at the same crossroads and choose CogniSurge and transform their lives. Click the button below right now to secure your supply of CogniSurge before it's gone. I look forward to welcoming you to the thousands of others who have restored their mental clarity and reclaimed their independence. I hope by now that you're seeing what CogniSurge could actually do for you. But I know that if you've made it this far, that you may still be having some questions. So I'd like to answer some of the most common ones. How quickly will I see my memory improve with CogniSurge? Well, many users report feeling mental fog lifting just within 7 days, as CogniSurge begins purging toxic heavy metals from their systems. And by day 30, you'll likely notice significantly improved word recall and fewer embarrassing tip-of-the-tongue moments, okay? After 90 days, most users experience the kind of razor-sharp memory that they haven't had in decades. But remember, supplies are extremely limited due to our strict sourcing standards. So secure your supply today while we still have bottles in stock. What makes CogniSurge different from other memory supplements that I've tried? Unlike ordinary brain boosters that merely mask symptoms temporarily, CogniSurge targets the newly discovered root cause of memory decline, your damaged glycocalyx shield. This microscopic protective barrier, recently discovered by Stanford scientists, is what keeps your mind sharp. And when it's repaired, users report not just improved memory, but a complete mental transformation. And that's why so many people who've tried everything else finally found success with CogniSurge. The question is, will you be the next success story? Is it really worth the investment? Well, ask yourself, what price would you put on never again experiencing the humiliation of forgetting a loved one's name or fearing to become a burden to your family? Our customers, they consistently tell us that CogniSurge was the best investment that they've ever made, not just in a supplement, but in their future independence and dignity. With our 6-bottle option in just $1.51 per day, and it's backed by 365-day guarantee, you have nothing to lose except those embarrassing senior moments that have been stealing your confidence. How does the guarantee really work? Is there a catch? Well, there's absolutely no catch. I'm putting 100% of the risk on my own shoulders. Take CogniSurge for a full 365 days, and if you don't experience dramatic improvements in your memory and mental clarity, simply return the bottles, even if they've all been used up, and we'll refund every penny. No questions asked, no complicated forms, no hassles. That's how confident I am that CogniSurge will work for you like it did for my father and over 37,329 others who've reclaimed their mental sharpness. Wouldn't you like to join them? Can I just get these ingredients separately? I guess you could try to do that, but here's the challenge. Sourcing pure, high-quality Shilajit from the Himalayas is nearly impossible for individuals, especially with increasing global trade restrictions. Plus, our pharmaceutical-grade extraction process concentrates these powerful compounds to the exact therapeutical levels that work synergetically. Many customers who tried individual ingredients before, they tell us that they wasted hundreds of dollars before finding CogniSurge's complete formula. Save time, money, and your precious memories by choosing the proven solution today and order CogniSurge today. I'm still hesitant. Should I really order now? Consider this. Every day that you wait is another day of toxic heavy metals that are damaging your brain's protective shield, potentially erasing precious memories forever. With our strict sourcing standards and small batch production, we frequently sell out of this months at a time. Our last batch sold out in just 72 hours. And with our unmatched 365-day guarantee, you'll risk absolutely nothing by securing your supply today. And remember, this isn't some long, complex treatment that you have to follow for years. Just take 2 small capsules each day, and you can start seeing improvements in as little as 7 days. No long-term commitment, no complicated schedules, just simple, easy-to-use capsules that make a real difference. The only risk is waiting until it's too late. So which choice will you make for your future?